I mean, Philly and Dallas again, like somewhat interesting. Like Dallas again, like kind of do they don't really even need to win because they're probably
I think they need to win.
yeah. I mean, just from like
if you lose to the Eagles for a second time with Dak Prescott back, see him play in the first game, and to their backup quarterback, I think that's bad. If going into a potential third meeting, if you see them in the playoffs, that can't be good.
Yeah, just for morale, like the Cowboys are already in the playoffs, so like we have that, but the Gardner Minshew Eagles.
I mean, you can put a lot of people, I
about...
think, on this Eagles team, and that's not a slight against Jalen Hurts. I just think the infrastructure of this team's good. That I think Minshew can play well enough that they can still win. I think they're very live. I think the market really overcorrected at first, and then it came back. Like they swung Dallas to giving 6 points, and I was like, ooh. And then it's like 4.5 now. But yeah, I think it was over because like the Eagles have a really good team, and the Cowboys have a few like really like bad cluster injuries, especially at cornerback. I mean, you saw that Jaguars game; they had to take Kelvin Joseph off the field.
Yep.
Like, there was Doug Peterson died. I don't know if it was a Doug Peterson or Trevor Lawrence like combination, but like they were just like, we're throwing at this guy every single play, and they just picked on him for 2 straight drives, and the Cowboys they had to get him out of the game. And they're just hurting at that other cornerback spot. And Trayvon Diggs hasn't really played as well the past couple weeks as he did over the front half of the season. And obviously, a guy like AJ Brown can always, win one in a one-on-one if you want to play that game too. So I think I'm actually interested in this game for everything happen. I know it doesn't really matter like big scope of like the playoff picture, but I do think that like Dallas definitely needs to win this game. And I think that the Eagles are live enough still to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of like competitive wise, is definitely an interesting game. I think when you look at what the Eagles have been doing, there's so many ways to beat you, right? Like so much of it is built off of, Jalen Hurts. And, we kind of talked about that in the run game, but like it's still one of the best offensive lines in the league. So if they just want to run Miles Sanders, like in a traditional ground game, they can. Again, like if you just want to slant the Cowboys to death, you probably can with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. Like that's going to be fine too. Yeah, I think this is like so much of a well-oiled machine on that side of the ball. It's going to work. And
can Minshew play himself into a potential starting role in this game? Because he's a free agent. Like if he balls out, and this is the only game he starts. Not saying what you would do. I'm saying like with a hypothetical, like if he's out there on the market now too.
Could you see him playing himself into a quarterback competition? The question is like, where would that even be? Right? Is he like, are we going to see like Minshew, Bryce Young in Houston? Like maybe.
Well, I mean, Tennessee's going to have to bring someone in for sure. Because if it looks like we played the last Ryan Tannehill game of the Titans' career, which like all like kind of signs kind of point to it. I mean, are they really just going to fly into next year with Malik Willis as a starter? I'd find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot.
You got the Colts. We still got Carolina. We don't know what Houston's going to do. You talked about the Giants are probably going to bring someone in. What's Washington going to do? They're in a spot where what do they do? Right? Like the Giants can at least kick the can on Daniel Jones and buy some time. Like what is Washington going to do?
Yeah, they seem to.
Yeah, the Jets are definitely bringing in someone, obviously, after Chris Streveler outplayed Zach Wilson. I mean, listen, I don't mean to even poke this, but listen, I went through hell on Twitter with Jets Twitter early in the year, and like they're not getting a free pass from me this year for defending Zach Wilson for that period. Jets fans were absolutely the most miserable Twitter fan base for the entire season, and they deserve everything that's coming to them during this stretch. Will not back down from this.
Yeah, it's been rough and definitely not getting better. So I think the one interesting
Tampa Bay, what are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's wide open again this year. 49ers, like we assume they're just going to start Trey Lance, but like there's a lot going on, man. A lot happening out here in the Rams. Like what are we doing?
Stafford's coming back.
Maybe.
No, he said it on his wife's podcast.